Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Victor, aka MIASMA here with another video for you guys. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to connect your mixer to Serato and how to have it connected to your CDJ as well. It's going to be a really cool walkthrough, so I'm super excited. I go through everything that you guys need, from cables to how to use it on the computer and how it works, under the hood. So I'm super excited. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'm gonna have new music coming out soon. I just finished a remix for our boy Chris Casino, so shout out Chris Casino. Pieces is on the way. I'm super excited. I also have brand new music coming out for you guys. I have a little EP that I'm gonna put out. I'm super pumped up. So let's get right into the video and I'll show you guys from the other perspective and how to hook this up. So let's get it. So here's the setup for you guys. Here I got the XDJ. Here I got the Numark Scratch mixer, and I got the CDJ-800. So for you to be able to hook up your Numark or Serato anything mixer to your CDJ, you're going to need a couple things first. So first, you're going to need a Serato control disc. So you can download this online, burn a CD so that you can be able to communicate this to that, and you'll see what I mean. You're going to need some RCAs to connect your CDJ to your mixer. You're going to need a USB to USB type B to connect your mixer to the computer. And then I'm just going to throw in a microphone in case you wanted a microphone. And this is going to be the speaker for now. And I have attachments on the back, which we'll go over. So I'll just show you how to attach it and whatnot on the back as well. And just to show you guys for fun, this is what's powering the whole thing. So if you are a mobile DJ and you are looking for a solution on how to play gigs mobily and solve power issues, this Jackery is amazing. So let's get back on the other side. Now that we're back on the other side, we're gonna plug everything in. So I'm gonna show you guys, like I said earlier, I'm gonna plug it all in from the back. So I'll zoom in and use the flash and show you guys all that stuff. All right, so we are on the back of the Pioneer CDJ-800. So we're going to take this type of cable, we're going to plug it into the CDJ, and then we're going to plug this into this here, and I'm going to give you guys the beautiful shot from the other side. We're going to turn her on, show you guys what that looks like. See, so that's what a CDJ-800. So here's the CD. We're going to load her in. Boom. And it's rocking. So we're not going to be able to hear that until everything's plugged in. But see, it works. You can scratch. It's ready to go. So then now we're going to do the RCA cables. And we're going to do the USB cable. And we're going to plug that into the mixer. So let's get back to the other side. All right. So now that we have the CDJ on, as you can see, we're going to take these RCA cables and we're going to plug them in. So left, right, just, follow that. Super simple. And we're going to bring it over here. And we see that we're going to be plugged in on channel 2 because I'm currently replacing channel 1. So we're going to plug it into, oops, I did it backwards. See, don't make that mistake. We're going to plug it into channel 2. So now the CDJ is connected to the mixer. Now, if you're going to connect to like big speakers, usually you're connected via XLR. I'm connected via XLR to my subwoofer under the table. My speaker that I have over there that I usually use is connected via RCA, then to TRS into the speaker. But in this case, since we're going to be using a smaller speaker, we're going to be doing RCA into the master, into an auxiliary. And so, excuse this wire mess over here that has become a reality. We're going to take our JBL speaker and we're going to plug it into the back of this speaker. So now, we now have sound. It's battery powered, so I don't have to worry about that until later. So let's just, like I said, this is taking place of your big speaker, right? and you have your subwoofers connected via XLR. Another way you can get around this is by buying a completely separate mixer and having everything plugged into that. So then you're not doing all this. Okay, so that's also an option. And finally, for the microphone, simple TRS right there into the microphone slot. Super simple. Here is the XLR. Here is the female end. And here is the microphone. And I'm going to try and plug it in one-handed. And boom, there we go. We got a microphone. We got a microphone. All right, so let's get to the other side and I'll show you how to do everything else. Now we are on the other side. So the CDJ is now on, it is running. The speaker is now on, but we're getting no sound, but that's because the Numark Scratch mixer is off. So let's turn it on. That's where the subwoofer pop. So we're gonna turn the bass back up, make sure everything is nice and straight before you start anything. And then very important, at least on this mixer, on a Numark Scratch mixer, hold on, let me turn off this flash. On the Numark Scratch mixer, you see where it says line/phono and PC? So I'm gonna flip it to line and phono so you can hear what the CD, the Serato CD actually sounds like. See, I'm already getting signal. I just have the master down, so watch. So see, that sound that you hear, see, that's the Serato CD. This signal, that little tone sound is very important because that's going to link over to Serato on the computer, which I'm going to show you. So now that the CD is back in, it's playing. It's making that little woo sound. If you come over here to where it says line, phono, PC, watch this. So it immediately turns off. So now, instead of sending the audio information like that sound, instead of sending it straight to the volume, it's sending it to the sound card or like the brain of the mixer, which is why you no longer see it coming up. So how do we get this over into your computer? So if you have a modern MacBook like I do, you're gonna need one of these. So I got this on Amazon, super useful. So you're gonna want this. If you have a regular Windows PC computer, you're good to go. So we're gonna plug this into my computer. And then, like I said earlier, you're gonna need a USB to USB type B connection, okay? So then you're gonna take this one right here. I'll show you again. It's a USB type B is what it said online. So, and you're gonna plug that in right there. I'm gonna turn the flash on so you can see them right there. That's what you're gonna plug them into. Note, you guys, when you plug these into the back of mixers, whether it's a Numark or it's a Pioneer, never just yank the cable. Always grab it from like the source, okay? Like, I trust you guys. I know you guys are amazing. But I've seen, and I've played at a lot of nightclubs where inexperienced DJs, doesn't matter, you know, the years, they be doing that. So don't be doing that. So now we're going to plug it in to this. I apologize. I'm trying to do everything one-handed. All right. So now the mixer is plugged in to the computer. So if you have not downloaded Serato already, I would recommend that you download Serato. And here's another important thing to point out before we continue. If you don't have Serato, you are going to have to pay for Serato DJ Pro. So you're either going to have to pay for their club kit. I'll show it here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but you're going to have to pay for their club kit. You're going to have to pay for their DJ Pro software. The software is free. You can download it, but to unlock it and use it to its full potential, you're going to need either to buy it or have a mixer. See how it says Serato on there? So this is ready to go with Serato. Notice how here on the Pioneer XDJ, it also says Serato and record box. So it's already letting you know what it's good to go with. So just as a warning. So So, for example, just before we get into that, if you have a CDJ-800 or a CDJ like this that only uses CDs, no USB, right? And you have a mixer, but it is not Serato. It is not a Serato mixer. You can still do that. You can still do this. You just need to either get a Serato mixer, or you can buy something that's called an SL box, like S as in snake and L as in loser. So a SL box. So you can get an SL box, and that's basically the little MIDI chip that's in here. It's just but outside. You get what I'm saying? And then you plug all this wiring into that. That's how you do it the old way. This is the better way. So now that we got that out of the way, let's say you've already downloaded Serato. We're going to open Serato. All right, now that Serato has finally opened, we are going to go here. We'll pull something from my desktop, something super quick. All right, shout out to my boy Alex Awareness, because I was able to pull that up real quick. Now that we have Serato open, okay, you have your mixer plugged in to the computer. Something really, really important that I tend to miss on Serato is going in here into go to your settings. You see this calibration deck under DJ preferences. If you have your mixer plugged in, whether it's it's directly plugged in like we are, or you're using a Serato box, like I said earlier, and you don't see this screen, something is wrong. And especially if your turntables, you can do this with vinyl too. So if it's playing and it doesn't look like that, that's not good. You're either going to want to calibrate that stuff there, which, to be honest, I've never really done that before, so I can't really help there. Other than that, make sure your latency is good so your computer's not skipping. If you are using OBS, if you're trying to stream your music and you're using OBS, you want to enable this where it says make audio available to other applications. That's what you want to use, because then other programs will be able to jump onto this and start using this. And then you just have like your personal preferences, okay? So now, notice how the CDJ is playing, the volume is up, but there's no music. That's because it's not connected. So watch, I'll press play there, on there. See, there's a play button right there. See how now it's playing? I put the volume up. Sorry, it took a second for the speaker to come in. Hold on, for this example, I'm just gonna unplug the subwoofer because it'll make life a little easier. All right, so notice we're gonna get sound right now from the speaker. But notice how there's no scratching. So the reason that is over here. So where it says INT and REL, so INT means internal. So you're mixing internally using Serato. You're gonna wanna click that and go to relative. So that means that these do the same thing. Absolute and relative do the same thing. So I'll show you. I told it absolute. So now it's gonna do everything the CDJ tells it to. So watch, when I hit pause, it stops. When I hit play, it plays. If I hit Q, it'll stop. If I hit Q, see, it starts playing from that point again. So let me show you. Let's wait for it to get the volume up. Right? Here's Q. Normally, when you're DJing on Serato and you're using relative mode, if you do that, the song continues playing. Even though you're hitting the Q button, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my other video on how to use the CDJ. If you're hitting the Q button, you would think it should go back, but notice it's progressing further. It's not going backwards into the song, okay? So do keep that in mind. I do honestly prefer DJing in relative mode, because if you have like a Numark like mixer or a mixer plugged directly into your computer, you can set a hot cue right there and you can always jump back to it. So let's wait for the volume to kick back in. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool. So that is how you essentially get Serato hooked up to your CDJ and to your speakers. So to break it down in 1 minute, after walking you guys through this pretty much, turn your CDJ on. Before anything, make sure you have this CD right here. I wrote Serato control disc on it. You can get that file straight from the Serato website. Just Google Serato control file and you'll find it. Download it, burn a CD. If you're young and you don't know what burning a CD is, you're going to get to learn that process. It's super fun. Just burn a CD, or you can buy one. They're a couple bucks. They're not expensive. Make sure to put it in your CDJ. Connect your CDJ using RCAs, just like that. Then you're going to connect your USB cable to your USB hub. Unless you have a Windows computer, then you're good. You plug it in, you download Serato. When you download Serato and you have this turned on, remember, do a sound check. If you hear this little beep, if you hear that, that's a good sound. That's a good sign. Then all you have to do is find on either this mixer, which is right here. See how it immediately started playing the music? You switch it to PC mode. On some mixers, it's on the top. On some, it's on the back. On some, it's on the front. It depends. So just know your mixer, okay? Once you have that going and you're getting that little annoying like beep, come over here to Serato, open your settings. Like I said, if you see that circle, your CDJ is playing, or your turntable on vinyl, whatever, and you see that circle, that's good. Just go through your preferences real quick. Make sure your buffer size is good. That's just so, your music that's performance. It's like for gamers out there, that's like performance mode versus, like FPS quality mode. You get what I'm saying? So think of it that way. And that's pretty much it. Have your music set up, have other stuff like that. I'll get in probably to a tutorial about how to use Serato, like on the inside, like under the hood. But for a beginner, if you wanted to learn how to hook up your setup, like using a CDJ to the Numark Scratch to this, it's that simple. It is that simple. And honestly, you guys, over here with the Pioneer, I'll turn it on for you guys real quick. Let you guys get a look at that. So if you have the opportunity or the ability, to have a Pioneer setup like a XDJ, whether it's the XZ, the AZ, the RX2, the RX3, any of them, a modern mixer, on the back of this, it is the exact same as the Numark setup, just to show you guys. So there's your microphones, there's your different channels. Here is your link. So if you have other CDJs, there's your USB right there. So see how that USB is just like the one on the Numark? It's the exact same. You just plug it in there, just like on the Numark. You plug it into your computer. And then on the Pioneer, at least, you see where it says link? Turn off this flash. So if you were to plug your USB stick in, right? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry, everybody. So if you plug your USB stick in, right? See how it flashes USB 2? We're going to click on that. It's going to load, and boom, there's my playlists ready to go. And play that song. Again, shout out my boy Alex for this playlist. It's super good. See how it's playing? Boom, we got volume, but it's not connected to that right now. But let's say you wanted to, let's say you're on USB or your friend's on USB. You want to use Serato or you wanted to use Rekordbox, and you would hit where it says link and see how it says not connected. If you had that USB cable plugged in, it'll ask you click 1 or 2, because then when you click 1, you're going to tell it, hey, Serato or Rekordbox, I want to connect this deck to that deck so then I can use you. And then once you double click it to confirm, like you hit it to confirm, I double loaded the song. But if you're doing it on Serato, it'll load the song and it'll allow you to control Serato. So with this, it's even easier. So I'll catch you guys back in the studio though. So this is the setup, and let's play this song one more time. Let's rewind it back just to show you guys it is working. And just to let you guys know, when you're using relative mode on Serato with your CDJ, relative mode means that your CDJ is going to do just what it does here. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to stopping or skipping through the song, you're not going to be able, you have to do that on the computer. You can't do that here. This is just so for, just scratching, and your CD, by the way, you see how it's got your time. You got to make sure to loop it, because if you don't and your CD runs out, you're going to be playing like this, and all of a sudden your music's going to stop like this for a second, and then it's going to do that, and then you're going to see and your music's playing, and then when you come back to play on this song, you're going to notice, oh no, I can't use my CDJ anymore. It's not doing anything because it went into internal mode. So just food for thought. So I'll catch you guys back in the studio to close up the video. So I'll catch you guys there. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the studio. Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. I hope that you found it insightful in some way. I hope that if you currently have a CDJ 800, 1000, 1000 MK3, any CD player made by Pioneer, I hope my video is able to help you. Or if you're on turntables, you can still follow the same instructions, just you gotta have the vinyl time code on your turntable. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. In the next video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to actually DJ, like what does the volume do, what the effects do, and I'm gonna start it here on the XZ, then I'm gonna do another video on the Numark Scratch. Don't forget, I also have new music coming out as well. Within 3 weeks, I'm gonna be uploading brand new music, so I've been waiting to get all of this stuff done before I've been able to actually put it out and keep saying stuff to you guys. So stay tuned, and within 3 weeks I'm gonna have either a new single or a little tiny mini EP coming out, so do stay tuned. Make sure to check out my website at miasmamusic.net. Make sure to hit that click and subscribe button. I'm also thinking of doing gaming videos, like stuff like Helldivers, Gran Turismo, Fortnite, stuff like that. So if you guys want to see any of it, let me know in the comments below. So I'll catch you guys in the next episode.